Hey! Hello there! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi! I'm excited to continue the event tonight. Oh man, the family's over right now. I wonder when all the food's gonna be done. I wanna steal some food. I mean, technically it's not stealing food, but whatever. I feel like I'm stealing food because I'm sneaking around. I said hello to dogs. And a little bit to other family members. I'm like, hi. Hello doggos too. Drank water, and now I'm here. At least this means I should be able to finish the event story by tomorrow. No fear, no pain. So starting off with BA1-4. Cat in a box. You'll never know what's inside until you open it. Well, I know it's a cat in a box, apparently. And that's all I need to know, there's a cat in a box. Alright, time to go over the plan. Make sure to take notes. Our objective is the Beacon Control Center. It's Lydia's precious pearl, said to be the biggest one on Earth. As one of the major control hubs for Yellow Zone communications, getting to the beacon here requires the highest level administrator access. Trying to crack it from the outside would require mil-spec hardware, manpower, and several months. Oh, you had to stay to MP4? Nice. Holy cow, though. The way that your 4-star luck is so bad compared to 5-star. So, we'll be sneaking into the Beacon Control Center? That's right. See this little device over here? Zoe made it beforehand. All we need to do is plug it into the Beacon Control Center, and bugs will be able to access it remotely. As for the rest, we can leave it to Zoe. Got it. That was a real simple plan. None. The plan is simple, but the execution is tricky. We can't be discovered too early, so the direct assault is right out. Now, I believe we've been dumped into a warehouse somewhere. First, we get out. Hello. Suddenly, the crate shakes. It seems someone is moving it. Why is the crate moving again? Darling once said that no plan survives first contact with an enemy, so you're better off calming down and resolving the issue. Shh! Listen, there's someone talking outside.
Corporate henchman. Boss, I've got the crate. I already scouted the route from here to the Beacon Control Center. I can get there in 5 minutes without anyone noticing me.
Hello. Here's when you wanted summer Anna and V, and got your first summer Oki to alter. Like, dang. The corporate henchman has successfully snuck into Connection Core's HQ. Because he's pretending to be Mr. Carl's bodyguard, nobody's given him any trouble. Phase 2 wanted Nero Saber 4. 4-star got a daughter, Jack. He's made very thorough preparations, such as buying the guards off and finding blind spots in the security camera network. All obstacles in his way have been eliminated. And now his mission has officially begun. The henchman loads the heavy crate onto a trolley and pushes it toward the most distinctive tower in the premises. The tower is the Beacon Control Center, the signature structure of Connection's HQ. For security reasons, normal employees aren't allowed to so much as approach it. However, this fact ends up playing right into the henchman's hands. Phase 3 and 4, one of your Keo Lancer got best friends and NP4 stay. Like, gosh darn it. I kill him and why? She should be extra happy that you want her. Driven by visions of wealth, he exerts himself harder than ever before as he deftly maneuvers the crate past all the sensors and security cameras in his way. Finally, he reaches a solid metal door. Greetings. Your voice print ID, please. Clearly, mere picks will not work on this sophisticated electronic lock. Going around doesn't seem practical either. It seems this is a hurdle he must overcome to get to the Beacon Control Center. How many times are they gonna say Beacon Control Center, Beacon Control Center? So much beacon, no bacon. Melts the middle. With no other recourse, the thug pulls out his communicator. You have a 120 Keo. Somehow Summer Keo wants to sit at NP1. And she's rated up for like all the batters, so what the heck?
Boss, I ran into a bit of trouble. I can't open the door leading to the beacon control center. It needs a voice ID. Can you help me out, boss?
Carl snaps his fingers and in what seems to be a casual gesture. However, it is a coded signal meaning affirmative. He happens to be having a casual chat with Lydia at the moment. Naturally, the latter hasn't noticed the micro transceiver tucked behind Carl's ear. Here's to you, Mr. Carl. Thank you for your gift. They clink their glasses, and Carl downs the contents of his glass in one gulp.
A mere trifle. It's been a pleasure working with you, Lydia. The location services you provided last time helped me make a tidy sum. In fact, it was a critical factor in earning my superior's trust. I also see many opportunities with you, in which, while we should continue working together, I can assure you of an ever-increasing stream of returns in the future.
Of course, I believe you'll keep your word.
Do you believe in me or the person behind me?
There's a slight edge to Carl's words. They both know how the outside world views Carl. He is a failed playboy, a stray dog that Mr. Zimmerman took in for the old time's sake. Mr. Carl, you're born in the White Zone, weren't you? What do you think of the Yellow Zone?
I see many opportunities here.
Ho ho! But the look on your face betrays what you really think. Indeed, this is a place where crude and barbaric people gather. But they are only crude and barbaric because instead of pursuing higher education and more refined goals, they spend their time finding food in the wilderness and keeping their families from freezing to death.
Should I praise their tenacity then?
They don't need our praise or our table scraps. If they had the same network access as the people in the green, or even the white zones, if they had their education, they might be more pleasing to your eyes. My father once thought of working with the corporations to develop telecommunications services in the Yellow Zone, allowing its residents to enjoy basic communications free of charge. However, he was turned down. If I'm not wrong, back then he was rejected by the Gerard Group, the one your father worked for. They could have had free data! Gosh darn it! Imagine having a free phone plan, free internet! Boo! Boo, Gerard!
My father was a conservative man, I believe.
I'm not saying that to put you on the spot. What I'm trying to say is that once certain people make enough money, they feel guilty and try to make amends through charity. But that's just a way to balance out their gains. What is needed to change the current state of affairs is not mere benevolence, but a true opportunity. When such an opportunity presents itself, not even the corporations can ignore it. Also, I must thank you for demonstrating vision and decisiveness beyond that of your father. Not every young master of the White Zone would come to Port Mika. And I'm glad to work with you, no matter who your backer might be. Carl stares hard into Lydia's eyes, hoping to see a crack in her noble facade. However, Lydia's mask is impenetrable. What do you think of Port Mika?
It's a nice place. It's quite prosperous for a small border town.
The Gerard Group has done worse than that. True. They created Kara after all. Just kidding.
This HQ facility, for example, already matches the standards of green zones, or even higher.
When my father was in charge, this was not the case. The mayor was corrupt and pocketed a lot of tax money. He bribed the URNC commissioner and cut back on the public security budget, which led to high crime rates. Therefore, after I inherited my father's business, I got rid of that mayor and took control of all municipal affairs here. After that, this place became what it is now. I started by solving basic issues like water, electricity, and healthcare, then security. I believe there's only one aspect that hasn't been properly dealt with.
And what is that?
Education.
Education?
While I disagreed with my father on many things, I believe, as he did, that education can change people and places. If this joint venture is successful, I would like to open a lifelong learning school here. There are many orphans in Port Mika. There ought to be a place to take them in and turn them into useful people.
You like children?
I loathe them. I love how honest she is with that. I freaking hate kids.
Then it seems we are of one mind. I guess I misread you. I held the impression that you liked kids very much.
And of course, Carl's like, I hate kids too. Well, it's for business reasons. Taking those brats out of the circulation will lower security costs and ensure a supply of cheap workers in the future.
Such foresight! I could stand to learn from your vision. And now, a toast to Lydia, and to the poor Tamika we shall witness.
The glasses clink and Carl downs yet another drink. He's going through them a little too quickly.
Back then, I thought I'd drown in the depths, but that person saved me. Not only did that person give me a second life, but they also persuaded Uncle Zimmerman to give me a second chance. After meeting that person, I realized just how shallow and dissipated I was. Though they were younger than me, they shone so much more brightly. I couldn't help but bend the knee to that great leader's charisma.
That is good to hear. Therein lies an implication that all of us have the potential for a glorious future.
Now that I've been granted a new lease of life, I don't care what people call me. Let them label me a dog of Mr. Zimmerman or a lowly criminal. I only wish to devote myself to a greater cause. That profligate of the past is dead. I don't need to hide my wasted life with a glamorous facade. I simply want to climb even higher and see sights I've never seen before. And I must thank you for that, Lydia. You're my second savior. An angel descending from the heavens.
You flatter me, Carl.
But I mean it, every word. When the airborne beacon takes flight tomorrow, Lydia, you will accomplish something that even the conglomerate could not. Many companies have been working on airborne beacons, but only Connections has passed the URNC's rigorous trials and met the standards for use in the Yellow Zone. That is truly remarkable.
Really now?
Come on, such modesty is unbecoming. You know better than I do that this is a great opportunity to change the face of communications in the Yellow Zone. On the one hand, the purification projects, frontier development companies, and various corporations are all eager to expand the boundaries of communications. Connection signal coverage encompasses all theirs. This flips the balance of supply and demand and places the initiative during negotiations in our hands. On the other hand, aerial beacons can create an unprecedented intelligence advantage in complex conditions. That means the military would be desperate to acquire it, just like... By now, you know how much I need you, right?
Just tell me, Carl. What do you want me to do for you?
I want you to get rich. I want you to build more signal beacons, and then I want you to build them into a worldwide system.
That will take time. Currently, they can only be produced at Port Mika, and we need the radiation conditions of the Yellow Zone to build and test the engine systems. The cost to construct similar production lines in other areas will be massive.
Lydia, you still don't consider me a true friend.
Carl fills another glass and then downs the whole thing. Carl, what are you doing? Why are you getting so drunk?
As you know, I have ample funding and manpower that I can share with you.
Money's always useful. If you invest in me, it'll help convince my shareholders to raise production and our coverage.
And that's why I'm here. The conglomerate would like to share the profits, a sizable share to be sure. But they'll match it with an equally sizable outlay.
Lydia smiles. This is exactly the kind of situation she's been hoping for. Whoever Carl's backer is, Carl is mortally afraid of failing them, or perhaps failing them again. That suits her just fine. Lydia needs money, and she's not picky about where it comes from. Gosh darn it. Yay for 9G. It seems a great partnership is in the cards for us. The climate now isn't too suitable for a deal, but we can celebrate in advance.
Yes, let's celebrate!
They clink glasses again. Carl's having trouble controlling his hand, and he very nearly smashes both glasses with that gesture. Carl! After tipping his head back and finishing the glass, he shakily rises to his feet and walks over to the wine rack by the window.
I like this wine, Lydia. May I crack it open?
Dude. Oh? That's 46% cognac. Are you sure you can handle it? Future conspiracy theorists be like, 9G causes ELID. No! I need 9G! I don't even know what time my internet came back last night, or this morning. Because after GFL2, after my stream, my internet died! I was so upset. Like, gosh darn it. I gave out hope to like... I think I slept at like maybe 1 a.m.-ish or something, 1 or 2 a.m. and it still didn't come back, so I was peeved. Boo! I need that. I need a good connection. Dusty didn't want me looking at any other girls, but she didn't let me summon her. I thought I gathered enough stuff luck, but no. At least I could summon Lorelei later on. Like, I'm guaranteed her. Or anyone else, really, right now.
Are you kidding me? Do I look drunk? I'm just so happy.
With such a view unfolding before her, Lydia finds herself relaxing for the first time in a long while. She can set aside all her meticulous calculations and watch a man engaging in pointless bravado, just like on the summer nights when she was but a student. Well, my drinks are there to entertain my friends. I'm no Scrooge. Go ahead, open it. Open it. Carl's ears catch that phrase. He knows his earpiece has also captured it. Ah. He was playing her like that. Okay. Did he do it? He can hear the cheering and the sound of fireworks, the sound of women squealing in delight, the sound of his father applauding him from the stage. He pops a bottle of champagne, and the foam bursts from the brim. He celebrates with all his might, celebrating his cruise liner weighing anchor at sea. He's starting to get tired. The ceiling spins overhead like helicopter blades. Then he closes his eyes and lets himself fall into darkness. Yeah, you know, I give him credit for that plan. I thought he was just being a dummy, but no. But passing out like this, he's gonna get caught. I feel like they're gonna examine him, and then they're gonna find that little device. The corporate henchman presses the communicator against the code lock, and then he finally hears those words. Open it. Who very nearly drained your wallet, pulling Basti and her pistol. Dang! The metal door flashes a green light and opens. I will give Carl credit there. He was having a galaxy brain moment. The henchman breathes a sigh of relief. He's done it!
We did it, boss. The door's open.
There's no response on the other side of the communicator, only a barely audible glug-glug sound. It seems Carl was given his all to achieve his aims. A tragic determination wells up in the henchman's heart. There, he makes a solemn vow to succeed. And so the henchman pries the crate open. Surprise! With a melodious exclamation, the two tactical dolls... Okay, they appear. Bam! I like how we're at a park. Steer. The enemy's kind of caked up. All that hard work, only to be foiled by Basti. I kind of love that. Ta-da! So, what kind of problems do you say we might face? Let me see. There's none at all. Thanks for bringing us in, you right dumbass. Basti kicks the unconscious corporate henchman aside, then heads over to the densely packed machinery inside the beacon control center. Hello? Zoe, are you there? Did you fall asleep? I'm here. The bugs are ready and waiting. The rest is up to you, so hurry up and make your steps, Twinkle Toes. It's just hacking the firewall of the Yellow Zone's biggest telecom provider. You'll be fine.
Given what we gathered, you've probably been caught up in a terrorist attack. Contrary to Sweeper's claim, it's not targeted at the doll community or the commander. Do you have any guesses as to who the attacker might be?
It was probably those two dolls who sat opposite us. That wicked little blondie is probably capable of any and all manner of evil deeds.
Doesn't seem like it to me.
They're too high profile, if you ask me. The pickpocketing brat from yesterday is a more likely suspect. I heard her voice over the loudspeakers before the power cut out. They would never do bad things like that.
You're even calling her by name. Are you friends with her or something?
I just know, okay? And besides, it'll be really bad. It'll be really hard for a kid to get explosives like this. Let's try to think more simply. We stole these items from the auction lot warehouse. Isn't the auction organizer the most likely suspect? Lydia? But she's already the sovereign of Port Mika. Who would she want to attack?
Alright, stop fighting. I have a new clue here.
I checked the logistics movement info for Port Mika. Most of the goods have complete documentation from their points of origin, so mixing contraband in is difficult. While a small scale makes managing things easier, the fact that the security here is on the level of green zones is quite remarkable. However, there is one exception to this. Last night, a vehicle from outside entered Port Mika without a form of vetting or inspection. My guess is that's the source of those explosives. Oh? A shining beacon has appeared to pave a brave new world. If we can determine the origins of the vehicle, we'll be able to learn the true identity of the forces of darkness. That's what I was thinking. However, we didn't manage to learn much. All we know is that it was a delivery truck registered to Nia Logistics. The owner's name is Sakura. Sakura's being framed! That's my girl! Achoo! It's not often that you see a doll sneezing. I heard that people sneeze when others talk behind their backs. Could the commander be missing me? Or maybe somebody's putting your name on the wanted list. How could that be? Senpai, you're such a kidder, and a bad one at that. You are kidding, right? Who knows? I'm fully prepared for you to get struck by in all kinds of bad luck. Well, it's true that this mission was very sudden, but all the packages you delivered so far have been perfectly normal. Let's wrap this up quick and head back to the commander's place. Don't bother looking for her. The three of us came to Port Mika on Sakura's truck. There's a long, long silence from the other side of the line. So you're saying that Sakura's an ex-Griffin doll? Now that you mention it, I think Springfield mentioned this before. That poor, poor girl. I've never seen Helen sound so tired before. Alright, I'm gonna place my trust that you didn't take some kind of blow-up Port Mika mission. Looks like the real criminal doesn't leave any obvious incriminating evidence behind. In that case, it means that they must have their own avenues for bringing items in. Apart from government channels, the only other ways are through such FABN and connection. No, you can't get involved any further with this matter. I think the best way to handle the situation is to alert the local administration and then return to the community now. So we'll be contacting Lydia? Yes. She can do much more than you. You need her help. But if she reacts badly, if she doesn't want to help solve the problem, then things might be worse than we imagined. If that happens, you need to get away immediately and destroy the explosives in the wilderness. Bear in mind that these explosives can cause tremendous damage, so you need to be careful. I'm going to inform the commander now and have her send some help over, so keep the comms channel clear. After Helen hangs up, Dushabnaya looks down at the communicator in her hand, unsure what to do next. This kind of pisses me off, so she's sending someone over. What, she doesn't think we can handle it ourselves? We can't, can we? Looks like we'll have to inconvenience Helen and the commander. I'm no hero. I'm just a great big dork. Hey, you can be a dork and a hero. Don't think that way, Dushabnaya. Thanks to us, they have a chance to stop something terrible from happening. Doesn't that count as a hero's work too? Actually, I think the commander might praise us now. Yeah. Let's go contact the Lydia lady right now. That way, we'll be able to resolve this crisis. But how can we contact her? I don't think we have her number or anything. I think she said she was in charge of all of Port Mika. In other words, we should be able to reach her eventually no matter who we contact. That makes sense, she just... Dushabnaya takes out the service brochure that the hotel gave them. There's an emergency contact number on it. Dushabnaya starts by calling the emergency hotline. Hello, is something the matter? Hello, I'd like to speak to Lydia, please. Lady Lydia, if you want a job, you can just call connection. Be a deer or a hork. The other side hangs up on her. Dushabnaya soon finds the customer service hotline for connection. Greetings, how can I help you today? I'm looking for Lydia. Can you put me through to Lydia? I apologize, but we cannot provide such services. If you'd like to arrange a meeting with the CEO, please file an official meeting request to the business department. Once it is approved, you will need to provide a complete list of assets and identification. After that, you'll have to wait for the CEO secretary to contact you to discuss the details of the meeting. Wait a minute. It's too many steps. I can't remember all that. What was the first step again? They'll be filing an official meeting request to the business department. How do I contact them? Oh, they're off work now. You'll have to wait until tomorrow and try again. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good. We can't wait that long. Who else is still around? I kind of feel for the operator though. Because I'm in later than most people, so at the end of the day when people start calling, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try to transfer you over, but they're probably not gonna be in. Try again tomorrow, I'm sorry. I feel feels. Under the undercurrents, when you're drowning, you can glimpse the true form of the iceberg. I don't want to drown. Carl's awakened by the sunlight shining into his eyes. His head hurts after getting up from where he's lying on the ground. He realizes that someone has thrown a wool rug over him. He recognizes his surroundings. This is Lydia's office. Apparently, he got blackout drunk last night. The room is completely unfamiliar, and he doesn't remember coming here. The only thing he remembers is the half-finished bottle of cognac on the desk. There's a note next to it. You look cute while you sleep. You look cute while you sleep. Don't get up too late. See you at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Wow, that's a huge compliment. You look cute when you sleep. Carl makes a sudden realization. This is probably the biggest embarrassment of his life as a proper businessman. Still, he doesn't mind. Embarrassing himself in front of Lydia doesn't mean anything, because she won't be in a position to mock him for much longer. Dude, that's not even mocking. You look cute when you're asleep is not mocking at all. That's a compliment. Bro. Dude, Carl. Carl. Heck, he might have low-key successfully rizzed her up, but he doesn't realize that. Like, she's just making fun of me. Carl. Bonk. Since his henchman has opened the door to the beacon control center, the explosives are probably set by now. Carl turns on his communicator, but he doesn't see the mission accomplished message he was hoping for.
Hello? How did it turn out?
He makes a call, but there's no answer.
Hello?
Carl senses something went terribly wrong, and his heart lurches. He keeps telling himself to stop, calm down, and think rationally. There's no way he'd be sleeping peacefully in Lydia's office if his scheme was exposed. In short, the situation's not great, but it's not terrible either. Carl sprints toward the beacon control center. I just finished talking with Miss Mei-Ling. She found a place for us to dispose of the explosives. I also memorized how to detonate them remotely. Yushinaya, let's blow up the explosives first. Just one more call. I've almost gotten through to Lydia. That's what you said 3 hours ago. See, even Nixie's fallen asleep. But it's really happening this time. Yushinaya has been making calls all night. Right now, she's dialing the last number on her list. Hello? I'd like to speak to Lydia, please. Who is this? How did you get this number? I don't remember. It was probably from the business department secretary's cousin or that retired granny from the marketing. In any case, I'm sure you can help us contact Lydia. I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. In Port Mika, everyone wants Lady Lydia to do something for them, but not everyone deserves the right to make direct contact with her. While she does care for everybody, she is not a saint who will help people for free. Her time is linked to everyone's prosperity, and is not to be casually used on prank calls from unknown numbers. Wait, I have something important to tell her. Port Mika is currently in great danger. Danger? Apart from a gang of mischievous kids playing pranks on others, Port Mika has not had any serious criminals in a long time. If you ask me, you're the danger here. How can you say that when you don't know anything? You say I don't know anything? I was a sheriff of this town 15 years ago. Lady Lydia now employs me as one of her servants, but I'm still fully aware of every single movement made in Port Mika. She isn't just a businesswoman, she truly intends to turn this messy little town to a cutting-edge technology park. A cutting-edge technology park, though. Is that so? Then I'm sure you know about the C4. There's a deep sigh from the other end of the line.
There's nothing dangerous of the sort in Port Mika.
Yeah, no, I have some right now. There's enough to blow half the town sky high.
See what? Right, I understand. State your terms. I'll tell Lady Lydia right now. I'll let Lady Lydia know. What's your aim? Intimidation? Blackmail? How much do you want?
It's none of that. I'm just trying to do a good deed by reporting a crime. You have to believe me, Port Mika's really in great danger.
Alright then, in that case, I'll give you an address. And right there now with the dangerous items you described. We'll discuss the rest when we meet.
Alright, we did it. Zoe excitedly bounces in her chair. There's a long string of characters in the center of the screen. This is the cipher key for the Beacon Control Center's command systems. You're awesome, Big Sis. You really did it. This is the cipher key for the Beacon Control Center. It's the most complex thing on the planet. Hello, hello. Parabolic soap. Does this mean we can broadcast commands to the entire network? For example, sending the Bugs logo to everyone? I think sending out Big Sis's sleep talking would be better. Zoe pants heavily and slumps back into her chair. She's been up all night working on this, but after the excitement passes, she's left completely drained. It wasn't just excitement over a hard-won victory that filled her, but also heart-pounding palpitations and a feeling close to dread. It's just like the first time she grabbed Faelynn's gun to fool around. She feels like she's grasped something beyond her control. Thanks for the hard work, Zoe. How is it? Can we transfer control permissions over to the airborne beacon now? Not just yet. We'll leave that part to me. Right now, what you need to do is rest. Don't burn yourself out. Zoe is as meek as a lamb in front of Basti, because it was Basti that taught her how to be defiant in the first place. She stands up from her chair and stretches herself while looking around. It is then that she realizes just how terrible her living space is. It's so damn hot and the room's a mess. Me, my room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Looks like I finished 7 cans of coffee. I'm all out. Me. Right, since everything went well, there might be a celebration party later. Let's leave all this crap lying around. I need to tidy up. Several minutes later, Zoe leaves the house with a big bag of trash in hand. The morning sunlight is warm, the breeze is cool, and the walk is a comfort that surpasses all words. Zoe's in a great mood. Just about everything she sees is pleasing to her eye, be it the scattered houses, the people moving back and forth. Suddenly, something very annoying comes into view. A pair of figures, one white and one black, are weaving through the crowd. The one in front seems to have a heavy sack over her shoulder. It's the 2 dogs who caught her yesterday. The corner of Zoe's mouth curls up in a smile. She quickens her pace and catches up with them. She recites the 2 principles in her heart first. First, any elements of chance must be eliminated before the plan can succeed. Second, she always remembers a grudge and she hates to lose out. Hello, it's me. I've got a message for all bugs. Those 2 dorks who busted me last time just showed up. Why are there so many people in the street? We've been waiting at every intersection. It's probably people going to work. I've heard of a thing called the morning peak. It seems very similar to what we're seeing right now. Ew, I've been carrying this sack since yesterday. My waist is getting a little sore. Is that so? Then let me give you a quick checkup. Just put the sack down for now. Why don't you just carry it for me? I'll take the sack from you later. As the 2 of them talk, neither of them notice several small figures pushing a cart over to them. The cart contains a sack that looks just like the one by Dushavnaya's feet. Their stuff's gonna get stolen.
So you're the ones who made the call? I didn't expect a self-proclaimed hero to be such a unique doll. And here I thought names like Hero and Strategist were codenames in an organization or something.
The situation's really bad. Port Mika's under threat from the forces of evil. Behold, the dangerous explosives in its bag are proof.
So you're saying that somebody wants to use these explosives to attack Port Mika. But how do they end up in your hands?
We got them from the auction lot warehouse last night.
Are you talking about the warehouse for Lady Lydia's auction? The warehouse is strictly forbidden to unauthorized personnel. Are you aware that your actions constitute unlawful entry?
We didn't touch anything. It's the only thing we took.
And that would be theft.
No, it's not. Things back then were really complicated, and we fought with the guards, and we had no choice, so...
And that's assaulting a police officer with a deadly weapon.
Don't worry about important stuff like that. The most important thing right now is explosives.
Who's the mastermind? Are there any more explosives? You need to look into this right away and deal with it. Unimportant, you say? Fine, just show me the explosives.
Yashivnaya hands a sack over. The servant opens it, he takes a look at the contents, and lets out a cold chuckle.
I see. So you're from the bugs then, ladies. I didn't expect the numbers to grow, certainly not by welcoming dolls. Arrest them.
Wait, what? Look out, they're moving in! What was in the sack? I gotta know. What did they replace the things with? I'm just imagining rocks with like the Bugs logo on it. This is bad. War Master, the worst has come to pass.
Yeah, I noticed.
They had a discussion before they came here. If Lydia's people started acting strange, that would mean that they were the real masterminds. In other words, there would be nobody they could trust in Port Mika, so they had to stop the conspiracy by themselves. We need to seize the initiative. Let's start by taking all the enemies down and then capturing this building. No, wait. Weren't we supposed to contact Helen? We can't let them look down on us anymore. I'd feel bad if I bothered Helen about everything. There was no way out for us from the moment we uncovered their conspiracy. Do it! Lydia's servants are completely unprepared for the two dolls all-out attack.
Unruly! This is a critical period for this town and Lady Lydia. Would it kill you to rein yourselves in a little?
She's not even here. Who do you think you're trying to scare by mentioning her?
Damn it, how can mere dolls be so...
In the blink of an eye, the jet black tactical doll is in the man's face. She slams the hilt of her sword into the bridge of his nose. He's still trying to persuade them right up until the moment he passes out. Are these doll frames? They must be really valuable if those two dolls are protecting them like treasure, right? Could they be super high-end doll frames? Flo puts on her earpiece and begins talking excitedly. Great news, Big Sis! We want something good for Big Sis! Big Sis Basti and Big Sis Faelynn! Yeah, kids at C4, what could go wrong? Big Sis Faelynn's body has been a real pain to maintain, but she might not have to worry about that anymore. Well done, you guys! Oh yeah, what did you slot them with? You remember the monuments that we got demolished because they wrote Lydia's a pig all over it? We saved the best parts of it. Cipher key authenticated. To access administrator privileges, please provide voice print verification. Well, they were wheeling it. As long as you put it in a cart, it's easy to move stuff heavy. Two-factor authentication, huh? Well, I expected that much. Unfortunately, neither of us is good at electronic warfare. Basti has a grave expression on her face. Can't we get the bugs to handle the voice print thing? The only way is if Zoe can learn how to talk like Lydia. Do you think they sound alike? Heck no. But then what should we do? If only we recorded her earlier. Voice print locks are easy to crack. After a moment of deliberation, Basti brings her hands together in realization. Well, looks like there's only one thing we can do. Oh, what is it? We're gonna kidnap Lydia. Huh? Yeah, easy, just kidnap Lydia. Alrighty. Sounds like a great plan indeed. Tears of the Thorn. Roses always hurt the ones they love. Carl hurries over, looking worn out from his journey. His heart rate of 140 compounds the headache from his hangover, but it's suppressed by his surging adrenaline. Currently, he is looking at a very strange sight. The door to the beacon control center is wide open. There's nothing inside except for his henchman, who lies unconscious against a nearby wall.
Wake up, wake up!
Carl smacks him a few times. The henchman blearily blinks his eyes as he comes to, then he shudders upon recognizing Carl.
Bad news, boss. Something happened. I know something happened. Tell me what it was already. The stuff wasn't right. There wasn't C4 in the crates, just dolls. Son of a bitch! Didn't you say you swapped the contents of the crate already? I did, but it wasn't doll frames in there. It was fully activated tactical dolls. Someone must have taken them away after I put the explosives in, and had the dolls hide in there.
So it was tactical dolls? Something comes to Carl's mind. He turns to a nearby computer screen. It's displaying a strange logo. Bug. He understands now. The disturbance at the auction didn't end there. Both he and Lydia had been careless. Those thieves' patience and greed were far beyond what he had imagined. And now the bandits and thieves had raided the same household.
What should we do now, boss? Is our cover blown?
Carl ignores him. His attention is focused on an unassuming little device. It's roughly the size of his thumb and it's plugged into the access port on the opening terminal. The cute little key design on it looks completely out of place with the rest of the beacon control center.
A transceiver and a hacking chip, huh?
He begins contemplating the possibilities it implies. For starters, perhaps the opposition had their eyes on his place like he did. Hacking his place from the outside would be impossible. His own plan was to physically destroy the beacon control center. However, the other group had decided to find a way around the impassable, invincible defense. At this point, Carl's eyes suddenly light up.
I need to trace the signal source for this device. It's technically possible, but we might not be able to narrow down the exact position in time. We have money. Can't we just buy the intel? It's a brilliant idea! Once you find whoever's behind this, make sure you take them alive. Do not let them die. Interesting. I can't believe those brats are so good at being bad. It's like they were born to be punks. They might not need your lifelong learning academy, Lady Lydia.
War Master, we've locked all the servants into the dining room. Mansion is ours now. Well done, hero. You're born to be a prison guard. In any case, we don't have much time. We need to find proof about this conspiracy before Lydia comes back. The two dolls stride unopposed through the mansion. Soon they reach Lydia's study. The Shania runs through the bookcase. The sight of the hundreds of books on the shelves leaves her at a loss for what to do next. Vetusa connects to the room's internal network. Her electronic warfare skills have improved with the help of decryption tools from the Elmo. Take a look at this. Who's this Della person? Connection's internal data indicates that this Della has all the authorizations in the Enterprise system that Lydia does. It's like she's a copy of Lydia. No, Lydia's a copy of Della. Look at the permission issue dates. All of Della's entries are earlier. So, is this Della an alternate personality of Lydia's? You mean, like you and I, Nixie? That can't be right. It's just someone else on equal terms with Lydia, right? Humans don't share power. I'm sure they must be deadly rivals. Think about it. Lydia owns all of Port Mika. She gave orders to everyone. There's no need for her to play games like this or hide explosives away. Unless there was someone who was more experienced, with a greater authority than Lydia, keeping her down. And she's using these explosives to defeat her opponent. You mean Della? That's right. This is the true ugly face of human society. From what I can tell, Lydia's been gradually amassing power, but she's never been able to get out from under the thumb of her rival. So now, she's just one step away from realizing her ambition. This is evil, pure evil. I can't believe she's planning to blow up the city she ought to be protecting. So, should we do as Helen said and notify the Stella, then wake up the guards from earlier? It's none of my business. But since we've been given this responsibility, we'll just go with that for now. Just then, the sound of talking comes from outside the study. Shania and Vetusa jump in fright, since they never noticed anyone approaching. Let's make a bet, Faelynn. I bet there's someone in this room, and it's not Lydia. Right after that, the door suddenly keys in. Fragments of the metal hinges fly through the air like bullets. A pair of menacing gun barrels protrude through the now empty door frame. See? It's my victory! Wow, it's true. How did you know? Nobody knows Lydia better than I do. There were no guards in the way here. If this wasn't a trap, it means someone else already took care of them. It's you. You're the two blondies in the auction. Ah yes, I certainly didn't expect to meet you again so soon. So, who are you two? Why are you in Lydia's home? You especially, the one with the sword. You're from Sanga's Ferry, aren't you? I can smell it. Dushubnai and Fetusa can sense a hostility radiating from Basti. Your opponent has the upper hand, and the situation is very unfavorable for them. We're here to investigate some secret intel. Investigate? More like rob this place. Blind, I think. Did you get Lydia's permission to conduct your investigation? Her servants invited us here. Then where are they? All the security guards in this place are gone, and there are no signs of a fight downstairs. Kind of a barbaric way to pay a visit, don't you think? That's because... Who the hell are you? What right do you have to ask us those questions? Yeah, at least say where you came here first. Oh? We're intruders and we're here to kidnap Lydia. The fact that you're so blatantly confessing to your sins indicates that you must be a truly heinous villain. That's right. Also, I hate it when people cut in line right in front of me. A gunshot thunders through the air. Basti attacks so fast, one might think her gun had misfired. Dushubnai dodges the bullet by turning her head to the side. The two of them scramble to return fire, but they're soon forced into a corner. Where's Lydia? I don't know either. You're lying. You're here for Lydia. No, we're here for the bombs. What bombs? Forget it. There's no point wasting more time. You must be Della's dogs, aren't you? Faelynn's pupils contract sharply upon hearing the name Della. It's as though she suffered some unbearable provocation because her previously half-hearted movements suddenly fill with purpose and speed. Basti reaches out to grab her, as though she knew the other doll would get mad. Then she smiles, however. It is a wicked smile that sends chills down the spines of onlookers. You know about Della? Hello, hello. I feel so dead today because of work. It's okay though. At least it's the weekend. Gosh darn it. I got so many mosquito bites. Even with my mosquito bite spray, or my mosquito spray, they still got to me in the end. They're relentless. You know about Della? That's right. There's no point hiding it. We know about her relationship with Lydia. Then what's your role in all this? Since you're all dolls, someone must be giving you orders, right? We just want to get all this crap over with. Yeah, wouldn't things be settled easily? If Della could just meet with Lydia? Upon hearing this, Basti stops holding Faelynn back. Get them! Tisk, looks like Della's no better than Lydia. You are courting death! Basti and Faelynn suddenly launch an attack that's far more ferocious than before. It's as though they switched to some kind of total annihilation combat mode. Ooh, on Fighting Paradise, eh? Wait, we don't want to fight! That's too bad because we do. Dushubnai and Fetusa are caught completely off guard by this. They thought that mentioning Della would calm them down, but they never expected it to have the completely opposite effect. Of particular note is the fact that while Dushubnai doesn't recognize the two dolls before her, she feels a strange sense of familiarity with them. The terrain here's bad for us. To the hallway! Lever bursts through the window behind her, trying to move the battlefield from the study to the hallway. However, the moment she touches down from outside the window, she hears a click from beneath her feet. Oh fuck! A powerful electrical current runs through Fetusa's body, almost paralyzing her. Basti had planted this landmine outside beforehand. For them, the battle had started long before they entered the room. Every single move and all the preparations Basti made were calculated to secure dominance over the battlefield. War Master, are you alright? You should worry about yourself first. Damn it, of all the underhanded... While Dushubnai's frame has the advantage in power output, Basti's movements are more agile. She nimbly evades and circles around behind Dushubnai before firing at close range, accurately striking her frame's weak points. Oh no! The wound isn't fatal, but the shot crippled one of her arms and one of her legs, driving Dushubnai to her knees. Not my girl! I do wish Basti would have let me summon her, but no. I lost the 50-50. Don't speak unless you're spoken to, or I rip out your voice module. Basti pins down Nushibnaya securely to the ground. Meanwhile, Faelynn has also subdued Fetusa. Who are you? How do you know about Miss Della? I should have known all this was going to play out again. You're going to deal with Lydia the way you dealt with Della back then. What are you talking about? I lost my memories. I don't remember things from too far back. Oh, you poor thing. Things aren't going to end well for you today, no matter who sent you. That is unless you tell us who's behind all this right now. Nobody's behind us. We just want to resolve the crisis facing this town. Is that so? You're not going to talk even if I scrap this patchwork frame of yours? What a sad little puppet you are, thrown away like a tool the moment you're no longer of use. Lassie jams her handgun into Dushibnaya's frame. Judging from this condition, the doll before her is being used as a temporary cat's paw. In all fairness, Basti's frame isn't much better. She's done her best to try to stay clean, soft, and pretty. It's partially because she thinks of herself as a girl, and because she wants to always be ready for a reunion with her beloved. However, while the frame before her seems to have good performance, there are no signs of similar love in it. That's not true! This frame is my pride and joy. Mailing helped me tune it up. I won't let you badmouth that. Then give your master a call right now. Otherwise, there's no telling what kind of accident might just so happen to your pride and joy. Dushibnaya realizes that the situation has escalated beyond her and Fetusa's control. The only way to keep herself in one piece is to obey. Even so, she has no intention of giving in. Exposing the commander's location or identity is completely off limits. She'd rather blow herself up than do it. However, the function was not instilled into her. All she can do is close her eyes, but just then, a call from Helen comes in. Dushibnaya? What's your situation now? What happened to your frame? Why is it damaged? Upon hearing a female voice from Dushibnaya's communicator, Basti snatches it from her. She activates a voice changer. Her enemy is clearly very dangerous, and she must treat them with the utmost caution. What a shame. Your little Miss Pinocchio here got her strings cut. Helen, I'm sorry.
Who are you? Are you the person who's trying to destroy Port Mika?
Let's go with that. Your doll's not only got in our way, but insulted something that shouldn't have been insulted. Rest assured, you'll pay dearly for this.
There can be no terms of negotiation if Dushibnaya or Fetusa are harmed. Can we agree on that?
Whether Dushibnaya and Fetusa, is it? Oh yes, she's got a friend with a very unique hair ornament. Tisk, you people are all the same, hiding safely in the back and barking orders while others die to carry them out. But I guess the only thing that motivates you is the numbers going down. After all, you gave them trash tier frames that looked like they were dug up from the Yellow Zone. Some Yellow Zone junkyard, am I wrong? Still, don't worry. I won't make life hard for your dolls. After all, it's the people behind them who deserve to die, don't you agree?
I think there has been some kind of misunderstanding. These two kids are accidentally caught up in Port Mika's affairs. We can pull out any time.
Oh, now you want to pull out? Do you remember the name De Sable?
Basti can hear another indistinct voice on the other side of the line. It seems to be discussing something with the woman she's talking to. Soon she gets an answer. Was she an underground broker? Our records state that she lost her life several years ago. We worked with her in the past. Though just for a single resupply, apparently, she was quite well regarded by the people around her.
Worked with her? Oh, you're going to talk? That's just how your kind loves to cover up all the things you did. Dilla was deceived and murdered.
Basti pours out a decade's worth of pent-up emotions with those words. They seethe with wrath, resentment, and a rising urge to destroy everything. She hears more whispering through the communicator. She instantly realizes the person who's not willing to reveal themselves is the one behind everything. Basti's anger burns brighter still. She hates the cowardice of those in power more than anything else. So, is that why you want to destroy Connection and Port Mika? No matter what your aim might be, no matter what aim you might have, involving the innocent in your schemes is wrong. You're going too far by using C4 explosives. We can understand how you feel, and we might be able to help. Why not think about it?
C4 explosives? Leslie holds up a hand to shush Faelynn. Trying to stop her time? That's not going to work. We never resort to crude methods like bombs. You're the ones trying to take over connection, aren't you? This is just a big misunderstanding. Wah! You're the ones trying to take over connection, aren't you?
Commander, I think the person on the other side is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. At this rate, Dushavnaya might be in danger.
Hello, Lorelei. I want to summon you, please.
Connection, Port Mika. I believe they're having a launch ceremony for the airborne beacons. There'll be a lot of corporate representatives and observers present. The URNC will be watching very closely. Please be careful when handling the situation, Commander. There's potential for a massive social disaster here. First, we need to ensure Dushavnaya and Fetusa are safe and avoid creating further threats. What do we know about Della? After combining the information Fetusa sent us and the intel we've collected so far, it appears Della Sable and Lydia Sable were fighting for control of her connection. However, Della's already dead, so are these people trying to get revenge for her? Something about those people bother me. Are they dolls too? She said she was... Well, she's got an abnormal amount of bloodlust. She doesn't sound like she's taking action because she was ordered to. Rather, she seems motivated by her feelings and her will. Yes. While I believe there was a misunderstanding here, the fact that she was so rough with Dushavnaya is a good indicator that she was raised poorly.
You know, I'm getting really tired of talking to you a lot. You got a boss, right? Put his bitch ass on the line right now.
Please show some respect.
Oh ho? Good hiding. I know you're there. You get the dirty work to your dolls and get people to take your calls. Now that Della's dead, you want to kill Lydia too? What gives you the right to act like it's none of your business while we're reaping all the benefits? Things aren't going to end so simply now that I've got you. I'm gonna rip off your mask.
Commander, Fetusa and I need one more minute. Got it.
Lassie pulls out the box cutter she carries on her at all times and runs the flat of the blade over Dushavnaya's frame. Humph. Torture, is it? But heroes never give in. What's the point in torturing a doll? You know how much information a doll's body contains? Things like manufacturing dates, your parent logs, operational history, they're all engraved into your frame like rings on a tree. While your frame looks like a patch job, I'm sure I'll be able to find the origin of all your parts. If you want to blame someone for it, blame that master of yours. As she says this, Lassie's knife stops over Dushavnaya's wrist. Did you hear that, you coward? You're screwed. I'm gonna take your little toy apart and find out who you are. After that, you'll never know another moment of peace. Sometime, someplace. When you aren't expecting it, I'll find you. Girl. I'll fill your days with misery and regret, and offer up your despair as a wreath on Della's grave. Just then, another voice cuts over in the transmission. It is calm, composed, and filled with strength. For some reason, just hearing it sends Frisian through Basti, while it shocks that span across her frame.
Forgive me. I did not originally intend to reveal myself, as I'm a wanted criminal. But things being what they are now, it seems you'll need to speak with one another.
Upon hearing that voice, Dushavnaya begins thrashing around. Forget about me, come... Just as she's about to shout that name, Basti covers her mouth. Oh, so you finally got off your ass, panicking because your identity is going to be leaked.
No. I simply don't want my dolls to get hurt.
Basti laughs coldly in her heart. She doesn't want his dolls to get hurt. That's just a high-sounding excuse. Dolls are nothing more than tools for humans. The only one who would actually think like that is... Wait a minute. This voice sounds kind of familiar. You're...
Well then, I'm here, like you asked. You have no reason to harm my dolls now. Della's death has nothing to do with us. Believe it or not, I'm deeply saddened by it, just as you might be, or you must be. I didn't want to interfere in the affairs of Port Mika or Connection either. What you've done has gone too far, and now I can't simply idly by anymore. I can't stand idly by anymore.
As I hear this, even Faelynn, who's standing off to the side, starts to feel the same sense of familiarity. Hey, Basti. Is she mess? Her tone, her way of speaking, everything adds up. Basti unconsciously presses the communicator to her ear, making sure not a single syllable of her voice escapes her.
If you release Naya and VTuber right now, we might still be able to help you. But if you continue being stubborn, then I'll have to step in and fight for them.
It's her. It's got to be her. Everything else has gone out of Basti's mind, and she calls out her name. Star. Basti's voice trails off, as though she can't bring herself to speak the name of the person she's been longing for all this time. How did things end up like this? If the person on the other side of the line is Commander? It was at this moment they realized they messed up. Then what is she talking about? Isn't she the most important doll in her heart? Why does she have the other dolls around her? Why is she? No. No. Why did she have to meet... Why did they have to meet again like this? She's been longing to see her again for 10 long years, but why? Under these circumstances? Basti! Basti feels like the ground is giving out from under her feet. She searches desperately for a lifeline, some proof that she is still loved. Could it be that in the Commander's heart, she's less important than the doll in front of her? Without thinking, she raises her box cutter. No! Wait, don't hurt my darling Naya. She's going berserk! Commander, she's going after Naya.
I see. What a disappointment you turned out to be.
Hearing those words. A disappointment, eh? Oop. Suddenly, Basti's vision blurs as though someone had hit her in the head with a club. It's an electronic attack. The powerful signal slams into Basti's neurocloud. The opposition was hacking her since just now, and her firewall was no match for it at all. She can't react in time. She has no thoughts. Her head is empty. Empty except for a single sentence that echoes in her mind. What a disappointment you turned out to be! Oops. Before Faelynn's eyes, everything suddenly descends into chaos. This is it! Time to fight back! What's going on? Faelynn thought that she heard the Commander's voice. Was it really the Commander? Basti seems to have suffered some kind of attack, because she's frozen solid. Below her, Naya grabs her wrist. Even with one arm and one leg disabled, she's still strong enough to ragdoll Basti and send her flying. With Helen's help, Vitusa's frame returns to normal. After disrupting Faelynn's movements with an electronic attack, Vitusa strikes at her. Faelynn instinctively gives battle. But she was also shaken by the voice she just heard. Master? Why did Master? The Commander tells us to withdraw ASAP, and not to harm them. Recover the bombs and destroy them immediately. Got it. Faelynn quickly restores her normal mobility after Vitusa kicks her into a nearby wall. Until then, all she can do is watch as the two dolls she and Basti subdued make a run for it. Meanwhile, Basti lies motionless where the doll called Naya smashed her face into the ground. Erg. We got our butts kicked. Can't win in close combat. Master. Basti gives orders from behind. Basti, wake up! Are you alright? Basti! After much shouting from Faelynn, Basti finally comes to her senses. Her eyes open, but they're full of tears. The Commander. It's Darling! It's Darling! Darling's voice, it's Darling! Oh, so the person talking just now really was Master. That's great. That's wonderful. I guess? Hey, Basti, are you alright? Faelynn suddenly realizes that this might not be the best time to celebrate. Basti doesn't seem happy at all. In fact, she looks so fragile that she would shatter into pieces with the slightest touch. She said it was a disappointment. She even ordered this doll to attack me. She protected another woman in front of me. That's just a misunderstanding. It's not Master's fault. I mean, we did take Master's dolls prisoner. Her dolls. So we're not her dolls anymore. Darling, the Commander doesn't need me anymore. But that makes sense. I don't blame her for this. I ruined everything after all. I was waiting for 10 years. We need to meet her again. But I didn't do anything during that time. I didn't try to become prettier for her, or become a cuter and more obedient girl for her. I've only done bad things over the past 10 years, right? That's not true. You saved me, Basti. You saved Zoe and a lot of other people too. And I said all those awful things to Darling. I didn't know anything about the pain she's been through during those 10 years. And in the end, she had other dolls by her side. I don't belong around her anymore. I tried to summon you last night, Basti, but you rejected me. Gosh darn it. What a disappointment. Faelynn has never seen Basti like this before. The rebellious, stubborn, and cunning Basti seems to have suffered a complete nervous breakdown. The only thing that's keeping her going at this point is a fleeting dream. And she's still as kind and cool as ever. She did her best to protect the dolls. And she had the ability to back her words up. I'm the bad one. I turned bad. I become the commander's enemy. No, it's all a mistake. I'm sure Master will listen to us if we try to explain things. Let's go find her, okay, Basti? I missed her. Never mind. If you think about it, it's not really a big deal after all. Yeah, it's not a big deal. We just need to explain ourselves and... I'll just kill myself and be done with it. Huh? Darling doesn't need me anymore. And without Darling, I don't need to exist anymore. Basti, she just let me summon you easier, girl. My neural cloud hasn't been backed up ever since I left Griffin. And my frame's been a write-off for a long time now. Yeah, I should have died long ago. Why did I even live this long anyway? Baily doesn't know what to do, but she does know... But she knows she has to do something. So she quietly squeezes Basti's hand, hoping it'll help. Just then, a hurried ringtone breaks the brief silence. It's coming from the bug's emergency channel. Red alert! Red alert! Please pick up, come on, pick up if you hear me! What's wrong? Did something happen? It's Big Sis, something happened to Big Sis! She got kidnapped! Faelynn and Basti look at each other, and their eyes go wide. Oop. Well, that ain't good. Sudden silence. There's a hand around the city's throat, and it's unable to make a sound. Well... Wait for a thing? There are corporal troops all over the streets. How did things end up like this? What happened to Port Mika? Nope, it doesn't matter. If you get in our way, we just get rid of them. Oh, my game crashed! Oh no! I don't know why I defaulted to VTube Studio afterwards too, that's funny. Why did it crash? Let me bring it back up. Oi. Oi, game. What happened? Nani? Okay, I'm gonna fix this. Let that load up. I mean, let me fix everything else now. Sheesh. Give me more scuff luck. Oh my goodness. Yes, more luck for me. What a weird thing to crash on. Okay, back to sudden silence. No wonder why it was called sudden silence, because it crashed. That is how one causes sudden silence after all. Crashing. That was supposed to happen totally. Canon event. There are corporal troops all over the streets. How things end up like this? What happened to Port Mika? So, it doesn't matter. If they get in our way, we just get rid of them. Okay, all good. And onward! I love this skin so much, it's fun. Ta-da! Hello, you got delivery. Why's the door open? Hello? Anyone there? There's no answer. Is everyone busy with work in this town? It'll be rude to just barge in, so I'll just leave it in the doorway. My work here's almost done. I hope we can go back and see the commander soon. Basti and Faelynn arrive just after Sakura leaves. So, we see the main door ajar and the mess inside the house. Sakura's doing her job. There are footprints all over Zoe's room. Both she and her computer are gone. Those corporal scum did it! Just look at these identical footprints. They're from the mass-produced dolls that the conglomerate uses. What should we do now, Basti? Faelynn's used to deferring to her partner for help. Basti has always been the brains of the duo, the brains of the bugs. In fact, she's always been an inexhaustible wellspring of ideas. Right now, at this critical moment, the brain has blue-screened. What should we do? We didn't get that voice print, the plan to steal the beacon failed, and now even Zoe's gone. But even if everything worked out, Darling doesn't want me anymore. Darling's abandoned me. Even if I get the beacon. What a joke. I'm such a joke. We can still turn this around. We just need to save Zoe. Beat those corporal goons up, ask Lydia for help. Or maybe we can ask Master for help? Okay. What do you mean okay? I just suggested 4 plans, which is okay. Basti is clearly out of it. She can't focus herself as her thoughts drift from one to another, much like quantum fluctuations. How old is Zoe this year? 12, 13? How old was she when first met? She was 9 when Della died, or was it when... I want to eat something sweet. There should be some pudding cups here, right? I'll just go steal a couple and pay her back some other time. What's this? Basti finds a heavy sack in Zoe's cabinet. It's filled with dark metallic objects. To her knowledge, Zoe isn't in the habit of hoarding scrap metal. No, this doesn't belong to Zoe. This belongs to someone else. Basti can see through the crude camouflage at a glance. There are bombs of some kind hidden inside. Suddenly, the words Dushavnaya mentioned comes to mind. Bombs. Dushavnaya had been incomprehensible, but the other doll had mentioned C for explosives, and she remembered that clearly enough. She had thought it was just a trick, but since that doll was one of the commander's people, she's inclined to believe what she said. The moment she makes the connection between those words and the objects before her, Basti's eyes light up. It's like seeing the light at the end of a tunnel. Go save Zoe! Oh wait, well... There's no we here. Go do it yourself. Huh? I know you can do it, Faelynn. Protecting others is your specialty, and Zoe needs you right now. And if that doesn't work out, ask the commander for help. Everything the weird doll said was right. They're heroes, so once you see Zoe, remember to have them take her and the kids from the bugs far away from Connection HQ. But what about you? I'm gonna put an end to everything else. Basti picks up the bag and jumps out the window. Whee! On the other side of the street from Zoe's home, 2 pairs of gloomy eyes peer out from behind a dumpster. We just barely managed to escape, so what are we doing here? Dushavnaya is holding her repair tools, which she's using to slowly swap out her damaged parts. Because someone stole a C4. That's why Lydia's people didn't believe us. Since we got no clues about what to do next, our only choice was to chase them here. Considering they're not the culprits who planted the bombs, I'm sure they've got some intelligence of their own. Listen closely, they mentioned Zoe. Isn't she the girl who stole your stuff yesterday? Is this her home? Did she do it again this time? I went to sleep for a bit and you ended up getting robbed again by the thing brat. What a disgrace. There's something more important than that. Zoe's been kidnapped? The brat did always love to steal and cheat, serves her right. Even if she did something wrong, she needs to be punished by law. Vigilante justice is wrong, and besides, what if the person who did this was worse? Look, the evil blondie just left the house. Are those the bombs we lost in the bag? So it was Zoe who did it. Was it also the reason why she was kidnapped? No, that's the key to unraveling all this evil conspiracy. Quick, we need to get them back. Dushavnaya emerges from hiding, but Vitusa's movements suddenly turn sluggish. Nixie? Why aren't you letting me move? I'm not going. Eh? We went through all that trouble because that brat stole her stuff. And besides, these Della and Lydia humans aren't connected to the commander in any way. Not my circus, not my monkeys. But is that really okay? I mean, Zoe did play us like fiddles. If we don't pay her back for it, what's gonna happen to Thang's very reputation?
Herk! You're right, but that doesn't mean we'll be... But doesn't that mean we'll be helping her?
So you're paying her back by helping her? Strategist is right. There's more than one way to get back at people. First we save her, and then we have a revenge on her. Thang's very reputation.
You're right.
There's no way we take this lying down. We went too easy on her last time. That's right. Justice yearns to be met. Let's go. Time to settle the score. I like that way of convincing Sleeper. Like, what? You really want reputation to go down the drain?
You better behave. Don't try anything smart. Piss me off and I'll kill you.
You're gonna kill me in the end anyway, so what's the difference? What difference does it make?
Don't think too highly of yourself, brat. Each bullet in this gun has cost $15 per shot. That's $15 more than you'll ever be worth.
Much as those unwilling to perform this hack, the cold gun barrel pressed against the back of her head compels her compliance.
Hurry up, stop dragging your feet. I know you've cracked the cipher already. So give me the administrator access.
While these guys look dumb, they know quite a bit about the beacon control center and the network, enough to ensure Zoe isn't tricking them at least. And so Zoe has no choice but to reluctantly enter the cipher, handing over the painstakingly cultivated fruit of the bug's labor over the course of the night.
Good. Now shut down the beacon and control tower.
Shut it down? Why? That'll instantly disable all network services in this place and the entire surrounding region.
Don't ask too many questions about adult business and just do as you're told. That way you can play in the street with your little friends later. I haven't been told to kill you yet, so don't push it.
Zoe realizes that the situation is more serious than she imagined. The beacon control center is critically important to Port Mika. It is the bedrock of this remote little town's prosperity, the door that leads to civilization. Nobody would want to shut it down, unless, of course, the person doing it wasn't planning to play by the rules of civilized society. I can't do it. They require authentication by an administrator's voice print.
No problem. I knew this would happen.
The henchman picks up his communicator.
Boss, we'll need your acting skills again. It's another voice print passcode. Looks like we'll need to get that rich bitch's permission.
Zoe realizes that they plan to use Lydia's voice for their nefarious purposes, but at this point, even screaming about it won't help. There's nothing she can do now but pray that Lydia smells a rat. Oh gosh, what is Carl gonna do this time?
Lydia, what did I miss?
This place is livelier than yesterday. Carl has to put real effort into getting through the crowd and reach Lydia. In the past, he would have cared little about the guests here. Now, however, he realizes the top figures from all the neighboring satellite cities are gathered in this place, as well as elites from the white zones. He's no longer someone who can look down on the masses, and yet, he believes he can climb higher than before. Carl, I'm so glad you'd come. My, you look so presentable. Lydia teases the young man before her while scanning him for traces of his drunken binge from last night.
Well, this is your ribbon-cutting ceremony, after all. Of course I put my best foot forward.
The truth is that his head is killing him, but he forces himself to put on his sunniest smile. Just a little more, the adrenaline of excitement helps him ignore the pain. In fact, he even feels somewhat detached from what's happening in front of him.
Oh yes. Do you remember what we were talking about last night? I was serious about what I said, so I prepared a contract.
Do we have to do this right now? As you can see, I'm very busy at the moment, Carl. This isn't the time or place. Once the ceremony's over...
No problem, I can read it out to you. To be efficient, of course, our time is precious, so getting your permission is very important to me.
His request is a little strange, but Lydia doesn't have time to think further about it. There are many things she has to do, and her focus instead makes her ignore details that should have made her suspicious. If she can get rid of him by listening to his prattle, Lydia is more than happy to oblige.
Alright, that was the first clause. What do you think?
I agree, it's fine.
And the second clause.
Agreed as well, but we need to limit the voting scope of the corporate representatives.
Third clause.
I agree. Lydia answers without really thinking about it. Her attention is focused on the ribbon cutting. Her assistant sends a message that preparations are ready. She mentally reviews her prepared speech and heads over to the lectern.
Alright. Those are the contract terms. Thanks for your help.
At last, he's done. Lydia responds with a fake smile. Here's to Jolly Corporation. Saying so, she takes her place in the lectern and clears her throat to get everyone's attention. The room immediately goes quiet. This instant response is much appreciated. She's used to basking in attention, and so she savors the feeling of standing beneath the spotlight. She's going to make this day a day to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. First, I'd like to thank everyone who made it here. And then something strange happens. Halfway through her opening speech, the loudspeaker suddenly goes silent. It's not because Lydia isn't saying anything, but because the microphone isn't conveying her words. In addition, the massive projection on the screen behind her, streamed to the world via the communications network that is Connection's pride and joy, has also frozen up. This sudden, unexpected faux pas makes Lydia's face go pale. She tries to contact her assistant, but there's no answer. She's left hanging out to dry on the stage, a scenario she'd never imagined possible. The members of the audience sense her knees and begin whispering among themselves. Lydia cannot bear the way they're looking at her. What's going on? She shouts as loudly as she can while still maintaining her dignity. However, nobody answers her. Her voice has no power here. Despite standing in the middle of the crowd, she's completely isolated.
We seem to be experiencing technical difficulties, dear guests. I'll have it sorted in a bit.
Carl suddenly steps onto the stage. His voice is strong and resonant, like he was born for this.
Come, Lady Lydia.
He suddenly grabs her hand and drags her backstage, giving her no room to refuse. This brutish behavior makes Lydia's eyes go wide. She tries to struggle free, but the savage look in Carl's eyes silences her and clears her thoughts.
I'm sure you must be dying to know what's going on, so I'll tell you. Your beacon control center was shut down just now.
Wow, so Carl was just gonna admit everything, huh? The beacon control center was shut down, so that's why this place lost network access, and why the microphone didn't work, why her assistant couldn't contact her. But why would it shut down? That massive machine is Connection's crown jewel. It's never been shut down ever since it was built. Just like a human's heartbeat can't stop without them dying. Lydia looks at Carl and then she realizes that she's facing her true enemy, the one who just bared his fangs. All she can do is grit her teeth and shut out her weakness and fear, trying to identify his vulnerabilities.
To the conglomerate, Connection has always been a gold mine. But you kept such a tight hold of the shares that we couldn't extract any real profit from it. Missing out on exploiting you has been considered one of my father's biggest failures. I guess this counts as salvaging the family reputation. Still, I have to admit, you're an outstanding CEO. I feel like I've learned a lot from you.
Looks like you're really deep in the red for this fiscal year.
Haha, not at all. Who told you that?
Are you in such a hurry to get this done because you want to cover up for that disastrous failure a while ago? I heard there was a vegetable peddler who sparked a revolution in Makosh and torpedoed your finances while still driving out all the security forces in the surrounding area.
Humph. You sure are a sore loser to be spouting such nonsense.
Do you think I don't know about your past? Poor little Caro, the drowned puppy. So desperate to win the approval of the adults that you wound up doing such reprehensible work. Smack. A ringing slap interrupts Lydia's words. Erg! Wow, so Lydia gets slapped. What about Caro? Come on! I know you want to punch Caro. Give me the satisfaction of punching Caro. If I can't punch him, you must do it, Lydia. Now it's self-defense.
How's that? Ever had a taste of that before, young miss?
Lydia doesn't cower from her first exposure to physical violence in a long time, but it confirms one thing for her. As Carl dragged her backstage, she felt a vague unease. She had issued too many access permits to Carl. She's also certain that as Carl took the stage, there were plenty of corporate mercs in the audience, flashing their weapons. Even if anyone objected to Carl's actions, they probably would not dare to protest.
I've had enough of your nagging, so let's be level with each other. Here's what's going on. Here's what's going to happen next. We're going to make a deal, a big, beautiful deal. I'm going to acquire a connection from you at a price that is mutually satisfactory.
You're good about connection. Dream on. The Sable family has the backing in the URNC. You think you can snatch connection away like a Variager knocking over a hawker stand?
You're absolutely right. Doing this sort of thing in the White Zone would be very costly and very obvious. It would demand a price so great that even the massive profits from connection couldn't make it worthwhile. But here's the thing. We're on the Yellow Zone border, Lydia. Didn't you tell me that before? This place has its own rules.
What are you thinking?
Relax. Let's take it one step at a time. You definitely deserve the title of Iron Lady, but I doubt your employees are as strong-willed as you are. I hear over 90% of Port Mika's population work for you, am I wrong?
What are you trying to say?
You mentioned Makoshish now, didn't you? The people here rebelled against the company, took over the factories, and looted the place clean. That was quite the failure. Still, it made us think, what if it happened somewhere else? Do you know how many people in the city hate and envy you? Do you know how many people want those pretty clothes and warm house of yours? If they rioted and led it to a tragedy taking place, well, Port Mika would need someone to enforce order and keep production going, no? Perhaps the other members of your family might end up interested in our affair then.
Lydia feels her blood running cold. Carl's methods have truly opened her eyes to the true ramifications of the situation. This is both cutting the ground from under her feet and using a surrogate to do the dirty work. It will dismantle connection from the ground up, and innocent people will be framed for that. Once the network goes back up, outsiders will only see that Connection's employees have overthrown their corporate overlords, and that Kara was cleaning up the mess. Meanwhile, this will be just one Yellow Zone revolution among many. It might even wipe away the stain of the failure in Makosh, and thus allow him to reap far greater benefits amidst the chaos.
Still, we can both learn from this experience. All the problems you're facing today were caused by your lenience. These terrorists calling themselves bugs have a long list of crimes to their name. In fact, they're the most severe symptom of what's wrong with Port Mika. But you may rejoice, because I will get rid of that thorn in its side at last. Sadly, they will be removed too late to prevent a tragic murder from taking place.
You're just kids, just a bunch of kids who are vying for attention. Did you find anyone with the guts to do the dirty work? Do you only have cowards on your payroll?
I can't believe you're actually defending them. Port Mika is a great town. It shouldn't have given rise to this kind of evil. It's all because you were too kind and too lenient. Sometimes, being too lenient is the same as committing a crime. Makosh was a lesson for us, and Port Mika will be another. We'll make the URNC agree to our increased use of military force in controlling the Yellow Zone.
Or else this sort of thing will keep happening.
What do you think, Lady Lydia?
Lydia's only response is a cold smile. Now that things have reached this point, it's the only thing she can do.
Haha, don't get mad. I know, I'm just an outsider, at least for now. I shan't question the situation in Port Mika and its practices. By the way, the identity of the gang's leader is right out of a TV drama. Apparently she's your niece. I think she's the ideal candidate for the job I have in mind. She's capable and has a good background. I'm sure everyone will place their trust in her. A young lady who acted rashly and impulsively because she blindly imitated a radical leader, leading to a tragic accident. How's that for a scenario?
Are you talking about Zoe? As if she would never be someone like you.
Let's not speak too soon. Take a guess. Who do you think helped me shut down the beacon control center?
Well, Carl, you're just leading up to being bonked. Carl. Bad guy fireworks. Annoying people can only give rise to goodness when they are destroyed. What a name.
Heard that. The boss wants to give you a job.
Zoe doesn't answer, hands are trembling like she's just stabbed someone.
What a shame. Still, I'll put in a good word in for you with the boss. Truth is, your skills are pretty good, even compared to the conglomerate staff. but you'd have been caught long ago if Lydia hadn't tolerated your stunts for so long. Like, the records of your hacks are everywhere. We hardly have to look for them.
You...
All these traces are the proof that you've been plotting against Lydia and planning to take over Port Miko for a long time. Still, you don't have to worry. In just a few hours, the bugs or whatever your little gang is called will be more famous than you could possibly imagine. You're going to rank up there with the other most wanted criminals of the URNC and become celebrities in the underworld.
Zoe finally realizes that she set something terrible in motion with her own two hands. What has she done? She's ruined Lydia and doomed Port Mika. The corporate henchmen whoop and yell in celebration, reveling in the most primal fashion. Meanwhile, Zoe's been cast aside, shifting uneasily in her seat. The joy grates in her ears like the most awful condemnation. I didn't want this. Big Sis Basti, Big Sis Faelynn. Mama, help me. Please, help Port Mika. Help everyone. Help Lydia. Running away is always your best option. You know what to do now, right? Herg. So suddenly throws up and collapses on the ground.
What happened? Was the stress too much for that little brat? Shit, someone go check on her.
As the man draws closer, Zoe grabs a handgun from his belt. Freeze.
Why, you little?
Stay back. Zoe pulls the trigger. One good thing about hanging out with Basti and Faelynn is that she definitely knows her way around a gun. The bullet punches a hole in the ground in front of the henchman, and he freezes in his tracks.
Don't be stupid, you little bitch. You think you can take on all of us? Hell. You even shoot another human being in the first place.
I'm sorry, Big Sis Basti, but I can't run away. And more importantly, I'm tired of running. He's one person I'm sure I can hit.
Hey, stop!
At this point, perhaps she can ruin their plan if she dies. Utterly despondent, Zoe turns the gun in her chest, but just as her trembling finger is about to pull the trigger, something slices a circular hole in the truck's roof. A doll descends amidst the fragments, landing between Zoe and the corporate henchman.
Oi, you damn brat!
We're gonna shoot just now.
I'm here to give you a spanking. What? Is that one of those dolls?
The hell you mean one of those dolls? I am me. Fear me, for I am your apocalypse. Wow, so edgy. Found her. Faelynn spots a big truck in the distance. She's been following its tracks all the way here, and he's sure that Zoe was taken into that truck. The opposition seems to value Zoe very highly because there are many mass-produced dolls stationed around the truck. Faelynn stares at the truck. Truck. Yellow's last request plays back in her mind once again. Her emotions, her fear, and hesitation all fade from her mind. She's more focused now than she has ever been in her life. It drives her artificial sensory organs to a level of efficiency that they haven't reached in a long time. Faelynn attacks with swiftness and violence of action, headshotting two of the mass-produced dolls in rapid succession. Enemy attack detected. Target identified as secondary threat. Initiating containment formation. What's going on? Is someone else attacking them too? While she has her doubts about the situation, Faelynn pays them no further heed. Her frame joints are overheating from her rapid movements. Her clothing rubs against them so quickly the resulting friction produces smoke. She evades all the shots fired her way, and while her frame's performance has been deteriorating over time, she seems more relaxed and composed than ever before. Get lost! Several dolls swarm her, trying to pin her down. She sees the openings in their formation and uses their bodies to block incoming shots from their compatriots. At the same time, she returns fire through the gaps between her opponents. Faelynn wipes out all the dolls, blocking her in an instant. Then, she kicks the truck's door in. So, I'm here to save you!
Help me!
The hell are you? Well, wrong person saved, I guess, or rescued. Gosh darn it.
Damn it. What the hell's with those dolls? Are they those third-gen dolls they keep talking about? Hurry up and save me!
The henchman barks orders to his doll underlings. However, he is trapped between Faelynn and Sweeper. all he can do is beg for help from the dolls that are already littering the ground. Faelynn stands there without saying a word. Her fighting instincts have sheared away all her tender emotions, turning her into a deadly weapon. Right now, her focus is not on the trembling human in front of her, but on the doll who's standing behind him. He didn't go out back then.
Did you? Well, since you guys know each other, I'm sure you're just dying to catch up. Don't mind me. I'll just take my leave now. Excuse me, please.
Shut up. Sleeper silences him in a flash of razor-edged light. While she only used the back of her blade, the impact is still enough to give the man a concussion. The henchman goes limp and slumps against the wall, sinking into dreams of grandeur. The only people left in the truck are now Zoe and the two dolls. Zoe can sense two pairs of eyes locking onto her at the same time. I already said I was going to give this brat a spanking. Well, Zoe is the bad girl. Big sis? She's still family, so I can't let you hit her.
I see. I'd like to see how you plan to stop me.
It's all my fault, Big sis. Please don't fight anymore. Those words fall on deaf ears. They close the gap between them faster than the eye can see. Sleeper's the first one to strike, her shining blade deflecting the bullets from Faelynn's gun. It leaves gleaming arcs in the air, forcing the animal ear doll aback.
No more traps in store.
She's good. With my current frame, I can't. Pixie, that's enough.
Wait, I'm not done yet. Stop!
Sleeper's frame suddenly freezes up at a strange angle, as though she's at war with herself. Then a mighty force seizes control of her frame. Thanks for your hard work, Nixie. Time for a nap.
Vitusa, you treacherous little witch!
This girl backstabbed us twice already. Are you still gonna suck up to her? Do you have a shred of pride in you? Vitusa ignores Sleeper as she screams internally. Instead, she kneels down in front of Zoe in a gentle manner. It's okay, Zoe. I'm here to help you. Actually... Do you know a commander? Of course I do. In fact, you say he's my master. Teehee? Look, we're not enemies, so could you please put the gun down? What's going on? Are they having the airborne beacons launch ceremony today? Why do they gather us all here? Under coercion from Carl, Lydia has ordered all of Connection's employees that are still in the HQ compound to gather for an all-hands meeting. Clearly, his aim is to have them serve as witness for the imminent riot. The most important part is for them to watch how she is murdered. As the climax to Carl's clumsy attempt at theater...
Did you know, Lady Lydia? I actually like you quite a bit. If you try your best to explain the benefits of keeping you alive, I might reconsider.
Do you now? Have I triggered your Oedipus complex in some way, dear little Carl? The Carl, are you into me because I remind you of your mom or something? Lydia, you savage. He has mommy issues for real. But yeah, the red eye for Faelynn is cute. I like it. Oh my goodness, though.
My mother isn't a heartless woman like you.
Your dad should have given you the belt more often as a kid. So no wonder you turned out to be such a failure of an adult. Dang, Lydia! I love the way she's just calling Carl out. Come on, smack Carl.
That's enough. Tell me, do you have an older sister called Della?
A numbing emotion seizes control of Lydia's body. It slows her thoughts to a standstill, but it also wipes away her fear. Perhaps it was but a simple stress response, but allows her to preserve her basic dignity. You know about Della?
I don't care about her. I simply heard she died in the Yellow Zone like a squashed lizard. However, she did some interesting things before she died. Namely, she gathered quite a bit of information in the Yellow Zones. The Yellow Zone, during her years as an underground broker, some of it was rather troublesome. Do you have it?
What?
Interesting, so you don't.
Indeed, Lydia does not have the information. She never once considered Della's life in the Yellow Zone to have yielded anything of value. While she was studying hard to inherit connection, her sister was risking radiation exposure to run water to isolated settlements. While she was working hard to make Port Miko a better place, her sister gave birth to a mischievous daughter instead. Who is baby daddy? But now, her delusions of grandeur have been popped like a party balloon. Andela. So it's something connected to you lot, and you think I have it?
That woman used some tricks to make us believe that she left certain secrets embedded in connection before she died. That was why we were so cautious in handling you all this time. However, it seems she merely made the conglomerate believe that you possessed the information. No matter, I'll investigate it myself. I'll either find it or prove it never existed.
Lydia feels that she's beginning to understand the reasons why Della died. She gathered some important information which led to her murder? Carl thinks Della left it for her, but Lydia is certain that she never received anything like that from Della. But apart from herself... Could it be those 2 dolls, or so?
The contract is ready, Lydia. Don't worry, it's not an acquisition contract. However, it gives us a legal justification to take control of Port Mika in extraordinary circumstances.
Lydia looks at the absurd sum in the contract. Truly, it's absurd. Every bit as absurd as her current circumstances. It isn't anywhere close to Connection's net worth, not even a fraction of it. This is a humiliation ritual, designed to mock her. The irony is that right now, Lydia feels that she deserves to be mocked. He's offering 1 penny. Is this what your life was like, Della? Were you always fighting these people? Where did you get all that courage from?
Well, if you're done gawking, hurry up and sign it.
Hello, hello, testing. Suddenly, a loud and shrill screech echoes through the plaza. It's coming from a handheld megaphone, a piece of equipment that's been obsolete for many years. However, it proves its worth in the face of the full network shutdown. Wowie! There's so many people here. Y'all working for that Lydia woman? Why so glum? Shouldn't you be happy? Your stock price is going to soar today. You've been working here for so long, so you'll get plenty of dividends from it, won't you? Lydia recognizes that arrogant voice speaking through the megaphone. It's Basti. Normally, she would feel extremely annoyed, but things are different right now. She actually feels a modicum of hope. She abruptly pushes Carl aside and walks to Basti. What are you doing here? Don't you think this place isn't enough of a mess? Well, you see, I'm heartbroken. Huh? But that's just a personal thing. I'm here because I realize that Port Mika is a totally rotten place. So much for being a prosperous town. This place isn't that great at all. There's only one decent person who came from this place, and her name was Della Sable.
What?
Della built an orphanage here that took in lots of homeless kids. It also took care of all those children that never got any love from their parents because said parents were too busy working. But she was always short of money. Meanwhile, her little sister, and I'm talking about you, Lydia, never helped her, not even once. But that's only to be expected, right? That's just how you are. All you care about is making money. You dragged everyone else into making money with you. And then you took all their money away. Port Miko never really prospered. You're the only one who prospered. And then we had the corpos, somehow. They're even bigger villains than she is. Not only do they want to make money, they screw others over too. They screwed Della, they screwed Zoe, they screwed Lydia. Well, I don't really mind the last part. Thing is, you got too greedy. You just had to get the common people involved. Well, I don't know what your game is. I think I've gotten a rough idea of your scheme. You're gonna do something awful and then blame it on everyone, aren't you? It's because of people like you that the woman I love can't rest. And I can't stay by her side. And finally, I'm a villain too. I've known that all along. I wanted to live for the sake of my love, to dedicate every moment of my existence to her. I wanted my soul to belong entirely to her, just like I promised. But in the end, I turned out to be a disappointment to her. I became a villain, and I disappointed my darling. If you ask me, I think the world doesn't need all these villains in it. And the reason why all these villains exist right now, is right here. That's why I'm gonna blow this place to pieces. The plaza erupts into chaos. Several guards raise their guns, but Bossy sends them flying with a few quick moves. Then she holds up her megaphone and continues speaking. However, killing innocent people would make her mad, and I want my darling to hate me even more than she already does. That's why I'm gonna give you all some time to run. The HQ compound will be blasted sky high in 3752 seconds. How many minutes is that? Let me just do some math. Calculator app. 3752 divided by 60 seconds. Oh, a little over an hour. That's not... Like, that's a decent amount of time, actually. I think, maybe. Actually, wait. On foot, no. Got that? That's 3752 seconds, starting now.
That's bullshit. She's bluffing. You want to blow up the entire compound. Do you even know how much explosives you need for that? It's impossible.
Carl turned to Lydia. His eyes are twitching. He's the one who's bluffing. He's desperately seeking validation. Some sign that the situation is still under his control.
She can't blow this place up, right? Can she?
Not in theory.
What do you mean on theory?
You know how our airborne beacons work, right? The key is to keeping them aloft for decades at a time, and the power source for their self-maintenance mechanism is collapsed energy. That means we've got lots of fuel storage tanks underground. If those blew up, that would be something else entirely. However, the safety measures we took for them are very comprehensive, so normal weapons and explosives shouldn't be able to set them off. Unless...
Is there a way to detonate those tanks?
Well, you could if you had a lot of C4, but to my knowledge, Port Miko doesn't have any of that in stock. I don't think that doll would be able to get them either. Although blood drains from Carl's face, the reaction from the others is even more dramatic. They clearly know just what this Basti doll can do.
Stop them. This is bad. We need witnesses. Otherwise my plan... Come back!
I still want to bonk Carl. Carl. Freaking Carl. I'm just seeing how much is left. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Ooh, so I could finish this by tomorrow. I'm thinking what time, though. I gotta figure out... I think more family and family friends, I guess, are gonna come over tomorrow for dinner time again. Like, they're over right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're coming over again tomorrow at the same time-ish. Keyword ish. More or less. So, in theory, you could do the same time again tomorrow, like usual. Or earlier. Depending how I feel. Probably the same time as usual is better. That way I can just avoid the people being over for the most part. And then go out after I'm assuming... I'm hoping like some of them will leave by now. So then that way I can swoop in and eat whatever's left over. Awkwardly creep around. No fresh wontons for me, but it's okay, you know? It still should be crunch. Slight crunch for me. Oh man, if this event does not end with Carl getting smacked at least once, that's gonna be a little bit disappointing, but... Just one little smack. That's all I need to be at least somewhat satisfied. Like, Lydia got smacked, so why not Carl next? Come on, Carl. Please, please. If not, Lydia. You know, Zoe can just bonk him. Yeah, just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm gonna swoop in and take some food. I saw that someone was setting up a charcuterie board. I want to steal some meat, some cheese. At least a wonton, hopefully. I'm not sure what else there's gonna be. Assuming there's more stuff. No, I know there's gonna be more stuff, actually, but I don't know what there is. And then later on tonight, we're gonna watch some Cinderella in Discord. Wow, amazing! AKA the Cinderella direct-to-home specials? Like 2 and 3 or something like that? I wonder how those are gonna be. I'm excited. But yeah, I'm gonna take some food. And then if the dogs are still here, I wanna play with them. They're cute, they're tiny. They're like tiny little white puffs. I don't know what they are, but they're adorable. I wanna poke them. They were nice. They were quiet. They look good. I will boop the snoot. So yeah, I'll finish the event tomorrow in that case, so I have enough time to eat. Need food. Eat lots and lots of food. Tummy hungers. I took a nap after work. I should have eaten a snack, but no. I was like, you know what? It's nap time. Wah! So that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and epic gacha luck. I shall continue the normal time tomorrow. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. I hunger. So woohoo! My goal is at least one wonton and some charcuterie. And if they're sweet, even better. I want to be sweet as well. I have issues. I need sweet.